Ben Hardy here, and today we're looking at the all-new 2018 Ford F-150 Raptor. And if you are a Ford fan of any kind, this is probably your favorite vehicle, if not one of your most favorite vehicle that Ford released in the last few years. And when they revised it back in 2017, they made it even crazier than it was before. But let's just get right into it. So looking under the hood here, we have Ford's 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6. In the Raptor, it puts out an astounding 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. And that is through their all-new 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, I know that not a lot of you that are getting this, $80,000 to $100,000 half-ton truck are going to be worried too much about fuel economy, but it does get 16 combined, 15 in the city, and 18 on the highway. And then kind of finishing the tour up front, we have that really aggressive front end with the Ford logo kind of like in this sort of matte kind of black finish on the grille with these nice LED accents on the lights with the HID headlamps. And this truck is quite a bit wider than the regular F-150, and so it has this just really aggressive stance to it that you look at it from any angle, which is something that I really love about this truck. And then if we come around to the side, you can see these kind of nice fender flares that wrap around these absolutely massive tires that are super meaty as well, that would be great for off-roading. Then you do get those nice side steps, but those tires are just absolutely massive, especially for a stock truck. The back end, it's going to have all of Ford's regular luxury features. So it does have that tailgate that will actually lower for you, which is really neat. You're going to get that lighting in the bed and up top, that rear siding window and everything. And so this is, just like any other truck, you're gonna be able to haul stuff with this and everything. When I looked up the towing capacity, it came up to be right around 6,000 to 8,000 pounds. But Ford's other half-ton trucks are well over 10,000 pounds. So I'm not exactly sure what's limiting the towing capacity on this, or if those figures are incorrect. But I mean, you're still gonna be able to tow with this nonetheless and everything. But I imagine that most owners of this will be using it for off-roading and all that. Looking at the back, you get these signature LED tail lamps, more of that like matte black finish with the Raptor logo and everything. And actually on the side, you do get kind of like that Raptor logo as well. It has these gigantic dual exhausts, so you just got to lock it and then press the button twice on the key fob, and it'll start right up with that twin turbo V6. So coming up to the truck, it's going to have the keyless access. So if you want to lock the truck, just press that, and then to unlock it, just put your hand on the back of the handle and it'll unlock. You got this nice leather trim with the contrast stitching, nice soft touch. You kind of got this like faux carbon fiber looking stuff on it that looks really nice. Memory seats, lock and unlock, and all your regular window controls. Step and height's pretty high, but thanks to these side steps, it makes it a lot easier to get in. And obviously the seat controls right there. But we'll just step right up into the truck. And we can kind of start with the steering wheel. You're going to have all your regular Bluetooth voice controls and everything. You're going to have all your modes and you're going to have all your different driving modes and all that. Your adaptive cruise control, it's going to have actually lane departure assist and all that. So it's a fully loaded truck. You get these nice paddle shifters mounted on the back that are completely different from any other vehicle that I've driven with Ford so far. And they actually kind of are hollow with the plus and minus, which I think is pretty neat, but they're really big and they actually feel really nice to touch and everything. You got the shifter here with that. That's actually your little lane departure assist and all that. But you got this nice shifter with more of that like carbon fiber looking material, and you can shift on the shifter as well. It's got the tow mode right there. You got your trailer backup right here, which will actually help you back up into a trailer, which is a really neat function to have. You got all your different modes, so you got your two-wheel high, your four-wheel, and then your four-wheel auto action, four-wheel high, and then your four-wheel low for the off-roading. All of your analog controls here. You got your dual zone climate. You're gonna have heated and ventilated seats for the front, and I mean, it's just a really nice truck to be in. And then you do get that nice panoramic sunroof, which will open in a second right after we start it up. But to start up the Raptor, all you gotta do is put your foot in the brake and push the push start button, and it'll start right up. And you do get this amazing center stack screen that gives you every bit of information on the truck that you could ever want to have. You know, fuel economy, it'll give you speed, it gives you, you know, literally it tells you off-road status and everything. It gives you every bit of spec or anything that you'd ever want to have on the truck, which is, you know, just absolutely amazing to have all this kind of like little tech right there at your fingertips and give you all that information. You got your tachometer over on the left, you got your speedo over on the right hand side, and then all your other gauges up here like fuel and all that. And then if we come back to the center screen right here, we got our climate controls for the dual zone climate. You got, you know, it's going to be just like all the other infotainment systems looked at with Ford. You know, you're going to have your navigation, you're going to have your Bluetooth and everything that you can control via here, all your applications and everything, which is super nice. And then obviously we got to look at a little mode. So these modes that I went over, you actually come to here. So you have all the different modes. You got sport, you got your weather mode, mud, sand, which you notice I shifted into it, it automatically puts me in 4-wheel drive. You got your Baja mode, and then you got your rock crawl mode, which it's super neat that it has all these different modes and everything that you can go through, which I just absolutely love about this truck. And we'll go back to the center screen. If you just put the vehicle into reverse, we can see that it's got those 360-degree cameras, it's got the parking sensors and everything. It's gonna have trajectory with the lines. You know, you can zoom in on the receiver hitch if you're hooking up to a trailer or anything like that. But yeah, it's so nice that it has all those cameras and everything, the parking sensors to show you exactly where you're putting this truck. Because like I said, this truck's pretty wide, and so this makes, you know, parking the truck a lot easier. You can hear that beep of the parking sensor. I just wanted to show you that. But this truck's really wide, so it makes it so that, you know, maneuvering this truck and parking and everything's a lot easier. You do got all your auxiliary switches and everything up here. The button for the rear siding window back there. And then you got all of your different outlets and everything, and then the button for the sunroof to open that up and everything. And it is a panoramic sunroof, but you can set it for different settings and everything. And you can actually, this button actually controls the shade, so then you can just do the shade for the panoramic sunroof and everything, so you can get a ton of light into the interior here. Up in the back here, it still has that side step there. You can actually just lift up the seat, and then to pull it back down, you just pull this little handle, and it's got tons of space back here. So stepping in, you've got plenty of legroom. I mean, I have the seat actually where I would drive the truck and everything, and I've just got so much legroom and space back here. You got these little cup holders back here that will pop out, heated seats, and then that little outlet and the USB ports and everything. But yeah, it's nice to have that panel sunroof light back here, but it's got tons of space, so it's a really comfortable place to be. Setting off in the all-new 2018 Ford Raptor, and I mean, I'm pretty sure all of you pretty much know what this truck's all about, since they released it, the new revised one back in 2017 with the new 10-speed automatic transmission and the EcoBoost engine, from the old, I believe it was a 6.2 liter V8 that they had in the old one. And I mean, it's a crazy truck, and I mean, it still is, even a year later. I mean, all these trucks still, I mean, they still, you know, go for a premium and everything just because of, you know, what this truck is. And I mean, this is actually the first time that I've ever driven one. I didn't actually get a chance to drive one back in 2017, but I mean, this truck is, you know, being in this for the first time, you know, first impressions and everything, it's crazy how normal it feels when you're just cruising along in it. It's super, super comfortable. Like, I'm just kind of, you know, just sitting in the seat right here, you know, just cruising along at regular speeds or anything, and it rides really smooth, actually. And I'm actually not, I've only made a couple turns so far, but I'm not really feeling any body roll. This doesn't, it's crazy, like, it feels, you know, big and wide and everything like a truck, and it's higher off the ground, but there's no body roll, so it feels more like a giant sports sedan is the best way for me to describe it, which is actually pretty neat. The other thing that I'm noticing is, even though this has those bigger tires, road noise isn't crazy or anything like that. Like, it's pretty quiet in here and everything. you know, you do get a little bit of, I get a little bit of road noise and everything, but like, it's not overwhelming by any means. Like, this is actually a pretty quiet and compliant ride and everything, just driving it around regularly and all that, and that's actually really surprising to me. Taking another turn here, the steering is actually really light, and so it's really easy to, you know, maneuver the truck and everything. It's not hard by any means, which I really like. You know, it's just really, I mean, like I said, it's really easy to drive, even though this truck is extremely wide. And, you know, I keep saying that because it just really is. It does feel, you know, kind of gigantic around you and everything. You know, I've never really driven anything as, you know, wide as this, so it kind of has a weird feel to it and everything. So I'm already noticing in the sport mode, it's like, it's holding the gears a little bit longer, it's keeping it in a lower gear, and I noticed that it actually got a little bit louder, the truck itself, but we'll kind of get a little bit of space and then oh yeah, I mean, this truck is incredibly quick, actually. Like, I mean, it moves so quickly. I mean, once you just, you know, just pressing that gas pedal and everything, it just instantly gets, that 10-speed automatic just puts it right into the power band. It just instantly gets into those turbos, and the truck just goes. I've honestly, I mean, I've never driven a truck that's as quick as anything like this, and so it's just kind of, it's such a crazy feeling because you're higher up off the ground and everything, and you're in this big truck, and then it just moves so quickly. You're just not expecting it. It's the craziest feeling ever. Yeah, I'm just kind of using the paddle shifters here just to kind of see what those, yeah, they're extremely responsive. I drove the new GT Mustang earlier this week, and I mean, they're just as responsive. I mean, it's the same transmission, obviously, but I mean, this feels like this, you know, honestly, it feels like a sports car. That's what this truck feels like. It feels like you're driving this, you know, gigantic sports car, which is just absolutely crazy in my mind. To sum up overall impressions on the Raptor, what I would say is, you know, obviously, I mean, it's an incredible truck. It's super fun to drive and all that, but the biggest question is, you know, the $80,000 to $100,000 price tag that these trucks pull. You know, most of them, you know, sticker for, you know, right around about $70,000, but obviously they have, you know, markup on them, being such a hot product in the market, you know, supply and demand and everything. Do I think this truck is worth, you know, this 70 grand sticker price? All day. Like, if you could pick up one of these for around 70 grand, you know, somehow, I mean, that you'd be getting a fantastic deal. Like, this truck's worth that all day. But obviously with markup and everything, obviously the market says it's worth more and everything. You know, even if you pick up one of these for $80,000, I mean, you're still getting so much truck, and, you know, it's just with everything that this has, I think it's definitely worth it. It is expensive, you know, it's really expensive, obviously, but I definitely think this is worth it. And, you know, in terms of, you know, vehicles, this would probably be at, you know, close to the top of my list of, you know, vehicles that I think are just absolutely awesome on the market right now. This is definitely still up there, even though, you know, it is, you know, it's a year old now and everything, and that, you know, they haven't really changed much from 17 to 18. I still think this is an absolutely incredible truck. And there we have it, everyone, the all-new 2018 Ford Raptor. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. And I will see all of you in that next video.